Someone is about to confess why they run from you every time things get real. This week's new moon is forcing them to break this pattern and commit to you for good. I'm seeing a fire sign in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you're connected to. I also just saw the initials GD, and I'm seeing tattoos as well. And that you've been connected for a long time. You've had a long journey with this fire sign, but it has been a frustrating one. This is someone that I feel like has been open about their feelings in the past. But even in those moments that they express their feelings, it feels like they would disappear shortly after. So you have had a lot of frustration in this connection, in knowing where you stand, in knowing what the future holds, and in just feeling like you could never have consistent momentum. But this week's new moon is going to change that. And you can even double check this using Astra's astrological transit feature. I want you to pull up the astrological transit feature, and I want you to type in, how will this week's new moon in Gemini affect the future of my connection? For many, you're going to see that Astra tells you that your person is finally going to take responsibility for sabotaging this relationship, understanding the truth as to why they're not able to accept this love from you. For a long time, I feel like this person has been acting by way of a childhood wound. Being raised by a father figure, namely for some mother figure, but I feel for most a father figure, who encouraged them not to trust anyone. And also in some ways was untrustworthy themselves. This is somebody who could have been very charming, someone who could have been like a salesman of sorts, but someone who tended to take advantage of people and be all talk, but really no action. I feel like that's someone who could have also had a lot of bad debts, or again, just someone who took people for granted or took advantage of those who were vulnerable. And I feel for a long time your person did take on a lot of those characteristics unknowingly, but also deep down earnestly just wanted to be loved. So in those rare moments in which they were cogent and present and opening their heart, it does feel like that was real. But in those moments in which they were running, it feels like that was irrespective of their fears. That was them essentially living by way of that childhood wound, feeling unsafe to receive love without feeling some type of pressure or expectation or even loss of control. And you have had so many cycles of hot and cold, of stop and start with this energy, to the extent where most of you aren't sure if this pattern will ever change. But this new moon is giving your person the opportunity to finally move beyond this. And I do feel like they have taken some time to reflect on this, even after a period of maybe trying to diminish this or avoid this or distract themselves. It feels like things are now finally becoming clear. Whereas in the past, again, I feel like they would open their heart to or express their feelings, and then shortly after, disappearing and then returning, telling you that they weren't sure about the future of your relationship or they weren't sure if they were ready for something serious. This is someone who's finally coming in confident. This is someone who's coming in with this solidified view of how they see you and what they desire with you, in the hopes that they can finally reciprocate the love that you've given them.